I grew up in a way that I learned that everything really comes from the land. So the farmers, the eyes of the land, they watch over the land, that protect the land, that are concerned about the land. It's fantastic, it's natural all over the world, yeah? We are connected with what we plant. It's not just something, oh, let's go make a garden. No, we are connected with the things that we plant. We are connected with the plants that are in the ground. We are connected, so we grow together. So our spirit grows.
The Kupuna knew this land intimately because they lived here full time. And, you know, the term for, the Hawaiian term, Maoli term for land and resources today is aina, right? We all hear malama aina. Well, if you break that word down, aina, what does it mean? It means that which feeds us. And that was the most important thing to our kupuna, because the aina, the land and resources, fed them.
In a village, there was no such thing as unemployment. That was unheard of. In a village, there was no such thing as unemployment. The Hawaiians didn't have a word for unemployment. Everybody worked, from the smallest all the way up. So that everybody had something to do, everybody had a skill. I think nowadays we see people just lying idle because they're not connected to the land anymore.
We learn to eat many things that we raise here. We also learn about the plants even a little more. And we learn the name and some of the use of different plants. Some of it are used for medicine. Some of them is used for maybe making a certain kind of well, like kulolo. We could make kulolo with the taro. Then we had the stem of the taro, which we can use as part of our vegetable. We can cook it with the meat, and then we'd have that as, you know, as part for our food. So a lot of the things that grow here, we use it as vegetable.
When do you pick a coconut? It depends on what you want from the coconut. This coconut here is in its late stage. The meat is about 1/4 of an inch thick. It's good for munching. On the trail, you munch it. If you want something softer, for refreshment purpose, you took one younger, like the one on that side there. And you determine that by how low on the tree it sits. The lower the coconut, the older it is. As you look up here, the younger coconuts are on top.
This was all that our kupuna had. And they survived, it fed them. And so in order for it to keep feeding them, they had to malama, they had to take care of it and to know the aina, the land and resources, intimately. Their knowledge was amazing because it was their life, because it was their food. I'm from this community. I'm actually from Kalihiwai, but my family has ties, long-range generational ties to the communities along the North Shore of Kauai for many, many generations. I grew up in Kalihiwai with a close-knit extended family, fishing and farming throughout my childhood. I went to Kamehameha schools, went to college on the mainland, and moved back here and started working here at Waipa, volunteering actually, in about 1994.
When I was a small kid, maybe 10 years old or so, we had this lime tree in our yard in Waimanalo. And you know, it would, every several months, it would produce a ton of limes. And we would pick them and we'd give them to our friends and stuff. And it amazed me that we could be producing food in our yard without really doing anything, because up to that point, I had thought of food as coming from Safeway and that kind of stuff. And even though Waimanalo is an agricultural area, we didn't live on a farm, so that really inspired me to want to learn more. And it seemed to me that being able to grow food is one of the most important and most powerful skills that somebody can have.
We just planted some taro last week, and taro for us is important because it reminds us of the connection with Papua and Wakea. And the children also, they're going to plant water during the year and learning about not only the uses but the spiritual connection that Hawaiian people have with Terra. So this is a small keiki that we planted, and after we're going to harvest, make laulau, make poi.
And then the other method here is we're just doing it right in the earth like this, in Nanakuli. And we're preparing the lepo, and we're going to be showing you how we're going to be planting just by making the furrow irrigation, let the water run, yeah, okay? And you see Auntie over here, she's putting her ha into the kalo. The ha is your breath of life. It's your commitment to the kalo.
We're here today at the Pearl City Urban Garden Center. That's actually it's one of our University of Hawaii farms. It's a University of Hawaii site that our college operates. It's operated primarily by volunteers. We have a lot of volunteers. We have a large herb garden, we have a large children's garden, we have community gardens here that is really supported by the community because we don't have the resources to make this place as beautiful as it is without their help. We have fruit trees in the back, and we have display gardens for hedges and things for homeowners to come and see. So this area here is really to support agriculture, food production, and greening of our urban communities, because Honolulu is very urban, but that doesn't mean that we can't grow things and we can't grow food. And this is an area that this farm is really here to do that, to support the community efforts to do that in urban areas.
Today, because we live such a cosmopolitan life, being connected with the world, being on the internet and watching TV half the time, and our immediate aina or surroundings not feeding us, we are unable to have the kind of deep knowledge and intimacy with our land that our kupuna had. Waipa is an ahupua'a. Waipa is a 1,600-acre ahupua'a, which is self-contained and contiguous. It's all connected from Mauka to Makai. It was places like Waipa where our people and our local people could get back on the land and continue to teach the children by practicing and learning what it is to be on the land and actually doing and practicing culture and teaching, passing that down to our next generations by doing it. We're also hand monitoring our stream flow and different parameters of our stream to be able to learn more about, for example, how the weather, like the rain, the wind, affects our stream flow, and therefore when our stream flow varies, how much of our stream can continue to be diverted through an ancient diversion to farm kalo, and how much it's necessary for us to keep in the stream for the health of the o'opu and the other biota, the other creatures that live there.
The most important aspect of science is really the relationship that we create with people, we create with ourselves first, we create with the things around us, and the land, and the trees, and the universe, the sky, the clouds. That is really important, creating relationships. So I think that science, it goes beyond the experiment, but it becomes really a way to create relationships.
You can make money and be happy farming, and that's a big part of it, is the quality of life. If that's what you want to do, you know, a lot of people can get rich, but they're not necessarily happy. Yeah? So you can make money. You need to focus on your market. You need to figure out the tricks. It's not going to be easy, because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But it's definitely possible, and we have some great role models in agriculture in Hawaii now that have shown us that small-scale local farming can be profitable. There are so many environmental factors and so many business factors that are involved with farming that you could specialize in any one of those. If you're very interested in soil microbiology, that's something that's big now. There are careers in products, new technologies. It's for sustainable agriculture. So you can farm on your own, you can work for growers, or you could work for one of the supporting industries that produces inputs for growers. Or if you wanted to learn a little bit more detail, their careers as technicians, as consultants to help farmers. So you could go to school, you could get a 2-year degree or a 4-year degree and work for the university. You could work directly for growers. Some of our larger growers do employ people independently to give them advice and help them. And you could create your own nonprofit organization if you want. We have a lot of people doing that. So it's not limited just to the traditional sense of having a farm business. There's a lot of different things that you can do. As a student, if you're interested in a career in agriculture, pursue it, because it's only going to become more important, especially in Hawaii, where we have such a historical a strong agricultural history. And the fact that we're so isolated, that we really do need to be able to know how to grow a lot of our own food. So I am very encouraged by the number of people who are interested, and I would encourage people who are thinking about it to really pursue that dream if that's something they want to do.
The difficulty is to change the mentality of going for fast food, going for fast cars, going for fast results, and going for, for things that are too material. When I grew up, we didn't have any electricity, but we were very happy. And we always had food, not because we went to the store, but because we were raising the food. But that was the way.
It's important to us to begin to gain this knowledge, both here at Waipa and everywhere, because with the way the world is going today, with the increasing fuel prices every week, we are going to need to learn to be sustainable. Ahupua'a level sustainable and community level sustainable, and start thinking about where our food's coming from again. Because it's my opinion, and I think the opinion of many others, that today, globally, we're not living a sustainable lifestyle with our food coming from everywhere. So it's important to begin focusing locally and thinking about what's your aina? What feeds you? Do you get your food from South America, your apples from Chile? If so, that might stop. So where are you going to get your food from, and how are you going to take care of your land and resources so that it feeds you in the future?
People in Waianae, they will never go to conference in sustainability. But if you say, come, I show you that we can make a garden, they might come. See? But that, to change this mentality, will take 50, 100, 200 years. I don't know. It's a slow process. It's a slow process. But I believe that it can happen, because I can see this every day with the children. It can happen. But of course, it's an effort that has to be a really common effort. It cannot just be one person, 2 person, 3 person, one program here, one program there. It has to be really an organized effort with people who are dedicated to do and understand that the changes will come from places like Waianae. And the changes will come from the children.
Try and start thinking about every day what you can do for your aina and your community, and to take care of the land and the resources and the community around you, instead of just thinking about what you need for yourself every day. Because in our daily lives, most of us think about, what do I need? You know, what do I need to do? What do I need to eat? What am I going to drink? How am I going to get there? It's all about the me, which our society today lets us believe, because we can just go to the store and buy things. But we've learned from being here that in the old days, because our ahupua'a supported the people that lived here, their thinking was always, if I'm going to get something, what do I need to take care or grow or malama in order for me to get that something? And so if everybody can just every day think about one little thing that they can do to help their community, the land, the ahupua'a, and go out and do that thing, there will be so much more getting done for our resources, and it will be growing and malama and taking care of our resources so much more. If everybody did that one little thing, that it would be just amazing.